happening here. Let's look at these charts real quick. SPY
Happy Hills. Yeah.
SPY up just a tidbit. Just a tiny bit.
Just a tad.
Everybody's playing Bed Bath & Beyond again this morning. It's all good again in the bath world.
Oh yeah.
Look at it. Look at the fucking stock is up 40%.
What's that ticker?
BBBY.
BBBY.
Yeah, it just went from 10 to 30 back to 5, and now it's 12. It's in like a week.
This looks like a fucking crypto chart. What the fuck?
I know.
Holy shit! Look at this pump and dump.
yeah, no doubt. It's all good again in Bed Bath & World land.
Holy
crazy.
Shit! Who
Tell you
bought
what,
at the top?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, everybody said it was going to 100 or 1,000 or 10,000 for that matter.
Oh my God, how crazy!
You guys have caught too much PTSD trading crypto. That is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Holy, Jesus!
Yeah, look at this thing, man. It's insane.
The daily chart. God damn, this looks like real shit coin.
Yeah, it's incredible with this. This is one of those meme stocks. It's right there with AMC and all that. This was the other one that kind of rode the coattails, but it had some movement. Lately it's crazy. The options.
Look at AMC dumped out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Holy
Same
crap.
thing. Look at that. Oh my God. Look at that. Wow. I didn't realize it got knocked from 26 to 9.
Yeah, I'm telling you, all markets are crypto now.
Yeah. No shit, right?
You know who's making big on these? The option traders on these things, because the Bed Bath & Beyond and AMC have options. Got to be insane.
Yeah.
Big time.
Wow.
And then I monitor a couple other chat rooms and whatever too, just for ideas. And I mean, all you can see is just people talking. Oh my God, I'm buying Bitcoin, and then they not Bitcoin, but BBY and AMC, and everybody's holding the bag. Everybody. You know what I mean? I mean, think about it. Not that you guys ever look at volume, but if you look at the volume on that way up, the majority of the volume is right at the top day.
Right.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what? Let me go back to that. I'm going to throw a fucking...
But if you look at today real quick, and I'll shut up after this, if you look at today on the pre-opening here this morning, because I've been up here for a while. I actually bought and sold a little bit of it earlier, but our VRE, it hit it almost perfect today. Pre-opening. Say that again.
On which stock?
On Bed Bath & Beyond this morning. It was pre-opening it because earlier it reached all the way up to 12, almost.
Holy shit!
Yeah, look at that.
The end of last week, this fucking thing gapped way the fuck down.
Yep. So 1157 was or 1233 was the daily. I guess that would be resistance. First resistance. We were within 10 cents of it. It's incredible. That's what I mean. Even our shit works on this.
Yeah.
And the predictor had it perfect too. Nailed it. So can I ask you guys a question? Yeah. Can I ask you guys a question on the predictor? So I have a 3-minute chart up on Bed Bath & Beyond with the extended time hours on it. Okay. So obviously it gapped up this morning. So today's the 24th. So it gapped up this morning, opens around 997 in that area. The predictor goes green. And then there's two lines. We have two CC lines that go outside the predictor, correct? There's like two outside lines. So if you have both of them on, I guess I should read the settings. I'm just wondering, is it a stronger signal when everything is green? Does that mean, whereas let's say the RMLR is green going, the predictor is green going up, and then the outside line is red, and then the outside line is green. Like, there'll be divergences in the colors. I know I'm kind of not making sense there, but I'm trying to say this correctly.
Well, because there's different settings on the outside lines, even the predictor, there's a lot of different input settings. So depending on what you're using on the outside line.
Do you guys use the outside lines? Is there any one particular setting that works for both when you have them on both of them? Just curious.
Well, if I go to my variance, right, I've got, regular variance is when it's a white line. Then when it has an outlier, it goes pink, and this is the inside line. The outside line is the correlation. And so when you get pink and blue, it's a power move to the top side. When you get pink and pink, power move to the downside. And I have still yet to probably upgrade to the new entropy that has the outside line and all that. I'm still using like one of the earlier ones.
Yeah, I'm having difficulty with the new entropy. I'm actually using the old one still. And I was talking to Yasha earlier. I mean, so like on the RMLR display, I have, say, the direction predictor on, and then it says show outside line 1. I have it on significant correlation, and then outside line, I have it on CC direction. I don't know which of those two, what's the preferred setting for those? Do you guys have any thoughts on that?
What do you use, Yash?
On the direction predictor of the entropy, the newest entropy, I just use the direction predictor, the regular one on the bottom side, and the aggressive one on the top side.
No, I
don't
mean
put it outside.
I mean on the RMLR. Like I'm not talking about the entropy one. On the RMLR, I have the outside.
On the RMLR, I have the direction predictor. Obviously, is in the middle.
Yeah.
And then the first outside line, I have the correlation.
Significant correlation. Okay.
No, the regular correlation.
So which one is that? Is that CC? Because mine says CC direction, direction predictor, direction trend, direction default unique, and significant correlation. That's all I have. Those 5 things.
Well, I will tell you which one I have on this particular chart. Normally, it's just CC direction that I put it on.
Okay.
Yep, CC direction, and then the outside one I keep on significant correlation.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yep. That's
so
what I
way
wanted to know.
That way I see from the middle line, okay, up or down, and is it correlated on the next line to the expected RMLR direction, or is it not correlated to that direction, right? Are we moving away from or towards it, or etc.? And then if I see it's significant, and I'm like, okay, then that's possibly a worthwhile read to move on or whatever, if it's for like close to an entry point or an exit point. So kind of from that's how I do it.
That makes sense, because if you look at the BBBY, just using this as a quick example, and I don't want to take over the show here. So at 7:45 my time, they all go green. Okay, and that's when it makes its big rip from around 1080 to all the way up to 1202, and then you can see it start to go lightly red, then dark red in the inside, but it's got the outside line is still green, and then it does its big drop off when everything goes red. Like all 3 lines are red. So you have the significant.
What time frame?
What
time frame are you?
3 minute chart. 3 minute.
3 minutes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So at my time, you can see it all goes green at 7:30, or whatever your time, your 6 hours, 7 hours ahead. So at 7:30 it goes all green, and then it stays all green till 54, and then it goes all red at 06, like 8:06, and then it stays all bright red.
Yeah.
Okay. So the question I was asking, so when it's a double confirmation when both lines are going the same, or the same color going the same direction as the inside RMLR. Am I saying that right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's definitely more confirmation when you have more confirmation.
Okay. I know. I don't mean to be stupid about it. I apologize.
No, and it's not. It's a perfectly valid question. I'm just trying to answer it as plainly as I can so that it's clear. I don't want to use big words if I don't need to. Right, it's confirmation, and you're seeing more of it. Like, first of all, you're seeing, is it confirming with the correlation coefficient? Well, if it is, it is. If it isn't, it isn't. And then you're seeing, is it a significant correlation? And if it, and you can have insignificant correlation, or you can have significant correlation up or down. And the RMLR, kind of the switcheroo colors, the ones in between, are usually spot on inflection points. Like, they're very good places to, either be taking profits or looking for an entry. And when they're full bright or full, when they're full bright green or bright red, they're usually very good for continuation in that direction.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to make sure I had it set up correctly. And it makes sense looking at what you just said here. It totally makes sense. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, man. And by the way, that's exactly the whole purpose of this thing. Yeah, we talk a lot during this time, but it's not like,
Yeah, that's what it's for.
we're here for you to do that too.
All right, cool.
All right.
Good. That really helped me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Let's see.
Yeah.
And MJ, while you're there, thank you for sending me that little setup you had. I like looking at your stuff too, man.
Yeah, no problem.
I mean, it's amazing how different you got it set up. The problem is that because I'm on the pro tier of the A-Trade, I can't see everything because I got little red icons that block me out because you have so many things on board. Yeah. So, but very well set up, man. I can read it clear as day. It's great. The way you have the ATN to V2, amazing.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, seriously amazing. I have a little difficulty with the ROA2 amp understanding what the dots mean. But that's okay. That'll come.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but thank you.
Let me see something real quick here. Yeah, I'm putting on this predictor. So right here on the weekly on Bad Bath and Beyond, I mean, you can see this move outside the Laplace distribution. Now this pullback, the top side of the 95 for Laplace, and the reverse mean. That's what
wow, look at that. Yeah.
I mean, dumped right to it. So now
it's amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
It's amazing the stuff you guys have. It's amazing. My compliments.
Yeah, and it's like we talk about all the time. It's so to new people looks very complicated. This is so once you learn it, it's so simple. Man, it's just basic math. It's all probabilities. You get a move like this outside, for fuck's sake, am I buying up here? Am I buying outside the distribution? Hell no. Because I know this thing is going to come screaming back. Man, it got way out too.
Yeah.
What percentage move was this? This is hilarious too. You guys are right, man. These stocks are starting to look like shit coins.
Yeah, dude, totally. These things are just completely junk stocks.
Dude, 530% move in 3 weeks. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
This is one that's the Ty Lopez one, right? Like Pier 51. He bought it when it was bankrupt.
Right.
It's a pump and dump, dude.
Listen,
it's a pump and dump.
Oh, of course there's. There's a kid came out about 3 weeks.
I got to mute for a second.
Go ahead. There was a kid that came out on that bought like he raised $20 million. He's a 20-year-old kid. He raised $20 million on a GoFundMe. He bet it all on. He bought all calls. Did you see that story? He made
dude. Okay, like went to his family. He went to his family and friends to get the 25 mil. So he's obviously super connected and just good for him. Good for him. But he made a great call.
Yeah.
But that kind of capital isn't available to most 20-year-olds, obviously.
Well, the funny thing is there are still conflicting stories on how he got it or whatever. But apparently, the thing is, he has 100. I know he's got 5 million followers, and why it got cracked all the way from the $28 it went to all the way to $5 is because he sold his whole position on the way up. But yet, he sold it all. He sold it all to his followers.
Right.
Exactly. Gee,
classic pump and dumper.
Classic pump and dumper. Oh, Stratton Oakmont all over the place. Stratton Oakmont. Yep. He probably had freaking sell orders everywhere.
Yeah, and that's completely normal in this degen space and on Wall Street bets and all that kind of stuff. It's just that's how they operate. And again, a 20-year-old with access to 25 mil, as he didn't earn himself.
Bullshit.
No, I mean, good for him that he has that kind of access. It's wonderful. I think it's great. I don't think badly of people who have access to capital. No. Good for them. But it's just like he didn't necessarily get that entirely on his own. Like he would have made a great profit no matter what his entry was. He just happened to make it a stellar profit because he had access to a huge amount of capital that he could, borrow from family or whatever.
Oh, I'm not bad mouthing the fact that he did it. I just think I was just diving into the story, and they don't know if it's a 20-year-old kid or a 50-year-old guy who runs Berkshire Hathaway. I mean,
that's true too. But and again, I don't begrudge anybody for making a move like that at all. I think it's fantastic. But it is a bit of a stretch to be like, oh, he's this great trader, he's a great communicator and a great influencer because he convinced somebody to give him a lot of money to trade with and to make a very, very, very risky call, which he happened to be right about.
Well, I'll tell you a
Yeah.
crazy story. That how nutty this stuff got a year ago, or 2 years ago, when the AMC or the GameStop shit happened. So the GameStop happened in mid-January. You guys remember all this? I'm sure you were all trading around then.
Sure.
So I manage a restaurant on the weekends, and that's this kid that used to work for me went to UCLA, and he came home for Christmas. And during Christmas break, he walked up to me because he knew I traded, and he's like, "Dude, go out and buy yourself all the GameStop options you can afford to buy." And this is a 18-year-old kid, and this is 3 weeks
Right.
before the thing popped. I mean,
Right.
come on, man! Like that became a self-fulfilling prophecy. You know what I mean?
Right.
They
And that
really,
wasn't a Wall Street bet pump and dump, to the core.
oh, of course, it
So.
just went to 480. Apparently, also real quick for you guys, something to keep on. Put a ticker on your thing called JZ, Jeff Zebra or Jack Zebra. So apparently, that company, that HKD, that came out 3 weeks ago, that went from 15 to 2,500 and then back down to 100. The guys that released that are releasing another new issue called JZ on Friday. So that's the next one that they think is gonna. Again, it's bullshit. We all know that, but just put it on your ticker, keep it at the back here.
This thing on NASDAQ, Jay-Z.
Yeah, when I pull it up, it goes to Apple.
Oh, maybe. Oh, it comes up as something already. Oh,
No,
that's
when I
weird.
pull up Jay-Z,
Yeah,
Trading
trading
does.
view switches it to Apple.
Wow, it did get mine too. That is really weird, man. That's something going on.
At a nice pump. It's
Wow.
about 40% pump or something.
I don't know. Mine comes up as Apple too. That's weird as shit.
Yeah, you were talking about
That's
the
pretty
music, not the stock.
Right.
Jay-Z.
No,
Maybe
G.
oh shit, that'd be hilarious if that was the reason. But anyway,
Oh.
no, yeah, it's coming up as
Well,
that.
speaking of,
What the fuck? I just noticed. Yeah, I clicked
Yeah.
on Jay-Z and it popped up as Apple. What the fuck?
MJ, speaking of Jay-Z, that's the one weed stock that I bought that I got my ass handed to. He and Rihanna bought Graham F, GRAMF, George Robert Apple Mary Frank. It was a SPAC a year ago
Right.
at $10. Pull it up right now. Graham F, GRAMF. It's the worst SPAC
That's OTC.
of all of them. Yeah. TP. Yeah. It's the biggest pot company in California, and the stock has gone from basically to
Oh
it's
my
50
word, it's
cents.
75 cents.
Now that I left, they can have that title as the biggest marijuana company in California.
That's funny.
Well, that's what they said. That's what they claimed, that they became the biggest marijuana company in California. So whatever, but the stock went from 10 to 50 cents.
Love
I
it.
mean,
Yeah.
this looks like the dump after the 20K BTC high.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that looks just bad. That's just, oh my god, put it on monthly. That thing is just,
It's
oh
unbelievable.
my god.
I know, it's unbelievable. Well, if you loved it at 10, you got to really love it at 75 cents.
But the direction predictor is still is now saying down on it on the monthly. That's just bad, dude. That's just bad.
Oh my
Okay.
god. It's so good to populate.
Yeah.
The chart's afraid of this thing.
I mean, you would have thought with Jay-Z and them all behind this thing, this wouldn't have happened. But obviously, somebody got hosed here.
Fucking massive hug. Who bought this fucking wig? For the next fucking year and a half, it just said, "Bleh."
Yep. Crazy, man.
But crypto's the degen thing, right? Crypto's the problem.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's crypto.
Hey, Bilbo, put your chart up. It went away for some reason.
Boy, that's just gross. Yeah. Yeah, your chart's not showing, Bilbo. Or screen.
Oh,
Yeah.
what the? It's because I'm here.
MJ's going to put a visual interlude at this point.
Yeah.
Visual interlude.
I'll just put a
look at
picture
this
of the
weekly.
Kraken up there for 10 minutes.
Look at this thing. Just it opens, right? Just goes sideways for a little while. Just sucking all the people in. Oh, here's the pump. Let's do it. Fuck.
I'm sure you guys know a few cryptos like that.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you
So
what.
many.
I can show you about 1,000 crypto charts that look just like that.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah.
The dump.
Yeah. Just go to any of the cryptos listed on CoinMarketCap that aren't like in the first 20.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much anything outside the first 20 or 50 or You want to get crazy, go to page 2 and beyond. There ain't nothing on page 2 or beyond that doesn't have insane charts that are just like, what are you doing with this thing?
Go replay Tron, Verge, and Cardano in January 2018 and just watch it.
Yeah.
Very battle monthly.
I live that dump. So when you see, so how crypto gets these names called like shitcoins is when it looks like this gram F. Like it is now called a shitcoin because it's usually this pairing. It'll be like BTC XRP, even though the whole market's going up, but that shitcoin just gets absolutely annihilated against BTC.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we call them a shitcoin.
The shitcoin.
See, I never think about putting it up against. I always do it against the U.S. dollar. So if you put up a shitcoin against BTC, it's even more exasperated, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty much when those shitcoins start pumping against BTC. You'll be looking at BTCs taking some people are shorting BTC and they're just trying to catch the next little pump because the altcoins take about 45 seconds to 3 minutes to actually follow through the Bitcoin pump. So if they can sell it there.
Oh shit. Neighboring tribe has him.
African, I lost you.
Neighboring tribe. What the fuck?
You gotta move the goats out of the front.
The goats are eating your mic line. The goats are eating your mic line, African.
There we go.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
My man. He's Alpha Trading's he's the ambassador for the continent of Africa.
That's awesome.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
His Excellency.
Yes, for
the
sure.
Goat Raider.
My last name's motto is unbowed, unbroken, honor, and courage. So if you're to Google those four.
That's your last name?
Well, that's what its motto is.
Dude, that's like very Game of Thrones-esque.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Gotta get a tattoo on my back about it.
You need a dragon.
Pretty
I
funny.
just watched that first episode of the new fucking series, whatever the hell it is. I like that shit. I think that's when I thrived. That was the life when I thrived. Yep. Got to carry a sword, just stick it in people. Fun. Good stuff. Just a big video game. Let's see. All right. 4 minutes, huh? Till the opening bell. That'd be great. How funny would that be? Oh, today, ladies and gentlemen, we got the guys from Alpha Trading. They're going to be ringing the bell. MJ be 5 minutes late to record it. It's okay, though. He's laughing right now.
Smoking a doobie and bringing the bell at the same time.
Totally. Let's do it. Y'all should bring a big bong.
Yeah.
Like that joint up. I'll bring the cowbell. We're like, hey, we got a new bell. Just start like we're at a football game and shit. Now Spy's going on a little bit.
Spy.
Tesla was up yesterday, huh? Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. 2.25% too.
We have any whelps in here today? Anybody here today from the whelps community?
The what?
Nobody, huh? I was just wondering if we have any whelps here, but no whelps are here.
Somebody popped in. Left. Yeah.
Oh well.
It's all good. Oh yeah, I love that bell. Gary Busey's a trip, man. He went off the deep end. He is a funny motherfucker. All right. Sitting here burning up some oxygen while we wait for this opening here. Pretty mild though. Kind of good to see. We're below the daily range again. again. And I'll tell you what, earlier when it was up to like 412.7 or whatever, it was probably above it. Now it's below. Boy, it's going to be a tight range too, I bet. Real tight. Let me see something real quick. What's the percentage? Top to bottom here. Oh yeah, not even a percent. Yeah, probably pretty tight. I'm still looking. I'm still waiting for this area to get tapped. I mean, we still got this daily range from Monday and the weekly. We'll have to see. What is that? 423. I mean, it's not too far above. I definitely see that getting tested though. What's this chart look like? We on SPY? Let's go to SPY. See what this daily did at close. I'm still having an outlier. Tell you what though. Let me get rid of this PB2 so I can see this better. Woo! Yeah, I mean it's literally no div at all, just weak bullshit. But yeah, when these fishers look like this, and the DLP's dropping, especially on some bear div, and it's Z score and DLP showing the div pretty strong too, especially when we got up here above this 99% confidence interval. You usually make a dig down to the bottom side. Returns oscillator is already down there. Tell you what, it's positively correlated, turning up. It's going to be an interesting day. Let's see what happens with SPY. What's BTC doing right now? It's just flat, isn't it? You know, 21.5 area. 21.5. Yeah, like I was talking yesterday, this could be extended. There's no doubt. This is really what I didn't want to see, but in the back of my mind was going, yeah, here we go. I had a strong conviction this thing was going to reject at this mean, just because of just overall market conditions and stuff. And boy. I mean, if this thing does not correct here, I mean, we're either sweeping lows, getting some new lows. And at this point, it's like cheap Bitcoin is on the neon sign. What are you going to do? You going to buy some? People are like, well, I'd like to buy at the bottom. Yeah, wouldn't we all? That's why we use these indicators. So if we do get an extended move again to the downside, I'm going to be throwing that, the distribution projection on him to see what's happening. Probably get rid of this one like I did yesterday, just to see, right? Just to see. And we saw immediately that the future prediction of the RMLR is definitely inside the distribution, which of course it is. I mean, this literally almost hitting the 99.7 Laplace. And that's from the 48, it was at the 48, yep, 48K high. Let me see here. What is that? 1, 2. Let me see what I have these set on. Yep, they're still there. Good. Boom, boom. Yeah, there we go. So both these projections, I mean, I think looks good. Wild how you start this here in the reverse mean because of previous price action, which is still mind-blowing. We still Google over it. I remember when this first got dropped on us in the background, it literally, I mean, this is how we all are. It was a few days and we were chirping about it. Yasha first, I think, of course. But good stuff. Incredible. God, look how the future predictions just bouncing off right here. I'm still looking at this, seeing how this interacts together. And it's pretty impressive, that's for sure. This weekly definitely flipped, right? I mean, obviously that predictor was good to go. It's definitely flipped back to the downside. Let's see here. What was happening yesterday on the 4-hour? Yeah, this returns oscillator just setting up hidden bear. If it turns down here on the second standard deviation band, you're probably going to see these fishers drop a lot lower. Let's see. I don't know, man. I don't know. You've got this DLP. I look for that too. I look for the DLP to hit these confidence intervals for sure. They're down there. There is no doubt about it. But just like that daily and weekly or whatever, I mean, there is definitely bear div. Predictor on the freaking 4 hours to the downside. Volatility contracting, positively correlated. Probably going to walk right on down. And speak of the devil. Yep. Daily range right where I thought. Is it tight? Yeah, same as yesterday. Same as yesterday. Things sticking out. 1SD down here at what? 408. Let's look at these low time frames now. 90 minute. Yeah, hidden bear. Fishers are looks like they're gonna reject off of the mean here.
Any mean on the VRE that can help this? Because I'm looking at BTC. I'm seeing a daily mean come in, and it could be setting up bullish dip, even though we are bumping down to the downside now.
On what time frame?
I think we're looking at, well, it doesn't really matter. It's just near the VRE. I'm looking at the 15-minute, but I dropped in from the 90-minute on VRE. For SPICE, if there's a VRE daily level in the region. Not?
Which product? SPY or Bitcoin?
SPY.
SPY. Okay.
I'm just looking to see if they're going to be magnets. Oh, is that your daily mean on the yellow line?
Right here. The daily.
Okay.
I got it. Okay. I got it at 412.67 or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's boom right here. I got the bottom at 412.77. Center of the range is 413.18. Top side 413.6.
Yeah. That's what I got.
Pretty tight.
It looks like it's looking for 410.94, which is the first support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we started this move up. I remember talking about how I wanted to see if it was going to reject up here at the top side of the 68.3, and it did. It just ranged in between the daily 68.3. Got back below the daily range, setting up pretty damn similar today. We'll see what happens. 25, the 90. The 90 looks like it's digging out. There is, yeah, we got some bull divs setting up for sure. Yeah, there's definitely bull div on these lower time frames. Talking 90 and 45. 15 minutes having an outlier to the downside, though. The Z-score coming down. They're divs. Is there divs? Not really. Really. Entropy, though. Entropy has been random. Pretty much all day yesterday, too. Starting to drop a little bit here. But predictor is the predictor. Volatility is expanding. Significantly negatively correlated. So from what this looks like, 45-minute. I mean, obviously, we open up today, boom, wick right to the 4 hour 68.3. Here's the daily down here at 410.5. I got a wick right to it. It's almost like, oh, well, we just connect lines. That's what we do here.
We just do the dots.
Yeah, it's our indicators. We just connect the dots. Man. That's all. What the hell? Why do your wicks always hit a line? Because we're not using traditional TA. Next question. That is why. Because it's good stuff. But yeah, we got some slow moving this morning. I'm telling you. Let's see here. Oof. Yeah, I remember talking about this 2-day on SPY. I mean, just ton. The whole move is just setting up bull div or bear div. The whole freaking move. And did we just get a new one? I believe so. Fucking date. What is the date today? Don't even know. 24th. Yeah. Closed today. Tomorrow we'll have a new 2-day. Let's see. It's a 3-day doing. Yeah, 3-day was 3-day. Nah, I mean there was a little bull div at the end, or bear div. Jesus, get the bull div out of your head, son. I don't think that trend change is coming for a bit. And so, what do we look for? These higher time frames. I look at the higher time frames for the divergence between returns and price action. Right? Specifically, bull or bear. Those are going to be the trend-changing divergences. But now, just because you're talking about trend, it doesn't have to be some massive move. I mean, there can be a trend change. It doesn't have to be super. But most of the times, especially if there's still going to be a lot of sell pressure, it's going to be setting up the hidden divergence on the other side for continuation of the move. That's why I'm looking on these high time frames, just going, especially on BTC. It's like, are we going to sweep some new lows? Possibly. I definitely want to accumulate, but not right now. Not right now. It's not time. I do not believe it's time. I think we're going to get some better prices. We'll see.
This is crypto.
Yeah.
Why are they going to let someone get a nice buy order here and it doesn't wick to like 10 grand, 12 grand?
Yeah,
Right?
dude.
It can wick there for 3 minutes. That's all it needed to do. It doesn't have to stay there.
I don't understand what you mean.
Okay, so trading Bitcoin from like, let's say 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. There was a
Okay.
lot of people that caught PTSD with regards to the pumps and the dumps that came through the market because they're very volatile and they just fuck you out of your range in like 15 minutes.
Right.
And then you enter the top and you get bled out for like 2 weeks. Okay. So there's a lot of people that know that there is sufficient size around lying around in the market that if someone wants to be fucking disruptive, they can. Right. And the general sense being is wherever we are at 21K or whatever it is like that, our long-term pullbacks that turn into bullish trends, right? For like 6 months, 8 months. The candle that it forms on, the 4-hour candle, the 6-hour candle, where that trend started, that 6-hour candle dropped 30%. And it came back up and maybe by close, it only closed 10% lower from where it opened. And that 20% to the downside is what wrecks everyone, gives them scared feet, and they don't enter the market. So they just run it. So that's the kind of thing I'm looking for. I'm looking for somewhere between, honestly, a 3,400 Bitcoin, a wick today, and then anywhere from $7,400. But I want to see a wick at $7,400. If I see a wick at $7,400, I'll be more than happy to say, cool, the crypto market can now go break 100K or its previous high or whatever it was.
I
But
would
until
think.
then,
Good.
yeah.
I would think
Okay.
that that's going to be an easy thing to see. If it breaks the 18 or 19 with all the stops out there, it'll become a self-fulfilling prophecy because everybody has their stops. Plus, there'll be liquidations. Look at Michael Saylor, using him as an example. People are going to, they keep buying this thing and think it's going to go to 100 grand. Yeah, it probably will. It's just maybe not now. But if it does break down and somebody decides to smash it down, it will accelerate due to stops, as we all know, and due to everybody freaking out and probably liquidations. I bet. I mean, there's a lot of people living on paper right now. You know what I mean? And as we all know, and if this thing, and look at all these lending companies that are going out of business. I just think if it breaks below any kind of support, then you could see a really massive wick. But I think it would be very quick.
Yeah.
Unless you guys feel differently. I mean,
that's a 90% pullback. Numbers he's talking about, 7,400. I mean, it's dead on about 90% pullback.
Wow.
Right where I got my line. And right
there.
Literally right here at the reverse mean.
Yep. That's, yeah.
And if you
and
look
that's the thing is
look up here.
It probably won't be that exact target, right? Because people tend to overestimate these things, and just like they think, it's going to go to 100 or whatever, it might be gets to 90, 95. Who knows? Maybe it'll go to 100, maybe it'll go beyond. But like on the downside, people will think, it's going to the zero, with like 10 grand or 7 grand or whatever. And then of course they're going to draw some stupid lines, and it's going to miss the mark by a lot. Meanwhile, we're going to be with the distribution models right on the nose.
Yeah,
that's so we'll see.
That's the underneath part.
This is wild.
Volatility kicks in, catch the underneath part if it's going down.
Yeah.
If volatility picks up, catch the underneath part of that fucking distribution coin. You should be good.
So
I mean,
check,
if you go ahead.
I'm kind of using this previous move. Hold on here.
Yeah, to gauge the current one, kind of thing.
So
Okay.
this jump from 48K and this big candle and wick right here. This is that would take us back. I mean, it was a 63% drop. Would put us right at about a little over 9K.
Yeah.
And it would look really similar in the distribution. Boom, boom. And then come over here, mean revert. This would be a good place. I'll tell you what. That's why we love these tools. I mean, it really gives you. I mean, if you're not using this stuff, what are you doing in traditional TA? I mean, to try to gauge what the fuck's happening in this market or what could happen. We know we can count on this distribution to give us some good numbers. That's why when we were running to the top side over here, people are like, oh yeah, you were talking all these stupid numbers. I'm like, no, they're not stupid. It's all math. I'm reading the freaking distribution. I'm telling you what those levels were. I never said that 100% sure. I would always give you the probabilities of what's happening and then give you the probabilities that, hey, this move could be over. Look, we're here. There's a probability for this data set to go here. Could go either direction. But when that thing started getting up there above 60, I was like, whoa, well, there's the probabilities were on the side of the pullback. There's no doubt about it. So there you go. Especially on the move from 10K, right? We did this yesterday. We were way outside the distribution. Pulled back in. Of course it does. Like, that's why I like looking at those Monte Carlo simulations, right? Where you can freaking just see 10,000 different runs. And it's that in itself. If you can get somebody to understand what they're looking at and then show them what we've done, it's a no-brainer. It's like, dude, look at all these random simulations that have been run inside this distribution. Are you not fucking seeing it? Or do you understand now about the probabilities? So you really got to show somebody. But they need to understand what the hell they're looking at. And then it starts to make sense. Because that's all this is. It's just all probabilities. And we're waiting for outliers. People are like, what the hell's an outlier? Well, outlier is a fat tail event within the distribution.
It's grade 10, bro.
Yeah. There's several different types of fat tails.
Indeed. It's grade 10. You're gonna learn it at the end of grade 10. Sorry for interrupting.
Yes, Sayron just nailed it. Yes, we are an outlier, my friend. That's funny. Yes, and not just like Yasha said. Yeah, people sometimes, you can put something right in front of their face, and they're just their mind's so wired the other way, you won't even see it. What is it? Cognitive dissonance. So
big words.
Yes.
Blinded by the
big words.
Sorry, African. I'll tone down the vocab. No, you're good. Shit. You got a better vocabulary than me. I live in the woods.
Hey, bro, you and I together. I just got some books out there that I don't read. I just read the titles.
Yeah, exactly. I got a bunch of books. They look pretty. Thing about my books, you can look at them, you're like, damn, how many times have you read this? I mean, they're just beat the fuck up, all of them.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I like to read. It used to be a hell of a passion. It's all I ever did. But, yeah, you can only read so much.
Now you read Volatility.
Now I read Volatility. Yes.
I got my gold reading card, bitch.
Right. That is right. So here we are. SPY testing the new daily range, or just did. A couple wicks right to the bottom of it. Almost to the bottom. Close enough. It's interesting though, man. These markets are definitely they're in a little lull right now. Let me see something.
Everybody's waiting for Jackson Hole conference Friday. That makes the whole world.
Yeah, Is that the new Bretton Woods or what?
Exactly, man. You know, it's where the Illuminati all gather.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Illuminati.
Well, Bilbo's looking that up. If you guys haven't had a chance to go to the why thread, why we trade this way thread, I put a video in there from Tasty Trade. So good, talking about randomness and the distributions. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we don't have this in the channel. So,
Do you like that guy? The
Yeah.
guy that
yeah. Well,
I hear he can't trade his way out of a paper bag.
Yeah. Well, no, I like the guy. They have a math guy. That they brought on. What's his name? Gosh, I forgot his name. I'll tell you right now.
Because I've watched a couple of those videos that you've put up there, and I know who he is. He's the guy that sold Thinkorswim to E-Trade or whatever.
Yeah. Well, he's the main guy. Yeah, you're right. He's. I don't think he's the greatest trader, but he talks.
That's what I've heard.
But what he talks about and what these guys are talking about are the same. Are basically the same thing we talk about, which is just that. Look, all this. It's all bullshit. This pricing stuff, all the things we talk about in traditional TA is just junk. It's just engagement tools, for people to get excited about something, but it doesn't mean shit.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I would agree.
It all
Fair
goes
enough.
down to statistics, but it's a really good conversation we have on there.
But those guys at Tasty don't do a thing with historical volatility.
Yes, right. Well, that was part of it. Yeah, that's part of it, and
they
so
don't
obviously we agree.
They don't correlate.
Yeah, we disagree with the historical volatility thing, and I mean,
they're implied volatility boys.
They're trading order flow. It's a completely different ballgame. You know what I mean? So yes, they can put all the tools they want in front of it. The bottom line is all those orders, that's dictating how they're trading. So like I said, if I had these tools, it would have changed the way I thought.
Yeah.
When I was making markets, it completely would have changed it.
What would you do differently? If you don't mind me asking, P-Funk, what would you have done differently?
My levels, I would have known. I would have been able to short on the way up, knowing what my risk is. Even though where I used to have to use orders as stops or long on the way down. But I mean, now I have levels, and I could, I could go out and take, like if I have somebody coming in to buy 100,000 shares of, of a 25-cent stock, and I mean, whatever. I'm just using that as an example. And it say it was breaking out of the CVR, I would have just went out and went to the street, bought his 100,000, and then went out and bought 30,000 for myself. You know what I mean? Like your levels are so spot on. I mean, it would completely change the way I would have traded for order flow. I mean, yes, but when I first started trading, we were allowed to make the spread, and by the time I was done with it, we basically you had to go 100% at risk. So if somebody came in and bought 100,000 shares of a $5 stock, I would go out to the street and buy 70,000 shares, feed it to the customer, and maybe plug the last 30,000 myself. Do you understand? So I would take it up as far as I could get it to go where I found resistance, and then I would plug it out, and then I'd probably be short 30,000. Hopefully it comes back in for a few minutes to make a couple pennies. And that's what that whole name of the game was.
I see.
Yeah. So they're just using order flow for direction, which is what our tools would do. So I would have had a double whammy on it. You know what I mean? Because I would have been able to see spot on, like just looking at, hypothetically Bed Bath and Beyond, and I'm looking at my chart right now. Okay, we're coming up to a CBR level or an RWT level. No brainer, no brainer. Yeah. I mean, I simplify when I talk to you guys, but I think you understand what I mean.
Yeah, no, and that's what it's all about, right? I mean, you have points where you can take your risk,
Yep.
And
yep. I used to have to base my risk.
As long as you take your profit, your win rate's going to go up. That's it.
Yep. And I used to have to base my my risk based on order flow. So it would have been nice to have another thing to base it on, so that I didn't have to worry about getting stopped out, or not stopped out, but where the whole the key to making markets, and I would even think retail trade is knowing when to take a loss. If you know how to take a loss, then you're going to be a good trader.
Yeah.
Or taking profits, as you guys say all the time. I would agree, because I never thought about it like that until I got into this room, taking profits. When I did, but you guys emphasize it much more than I've ever heard from anybody else.
Oh yeah.
I mean, really.
Because this
It's
market
important, It's kind of an
take
elemental part of the point. Is getting the trade.
He broke up. I didn't hear what he said. I'm sorry.
Yasha.
Yeah,
Is it,
I think he's gone. I think his internet died on it.
yeah.
It happens.
But
I was
you,
just saying that is the point. Take it. I was just saying taking profits is the point of trading. If you want to limit your losses and not think about taking profits, just don't trade. You'll limit your losses to zero, and you don't have to take profits. But the point of trading is to take profits. Therefore, that's the emphasis.
Yeah.
right. But knowing how to take a loss, well, I always found is the most important thing. So if you are wrong, okay, you know,
Yeah, it is
whatever,
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely. Well, that's why we say limit your loss.
yeah,
Limit your loss and take your profits.
yeah.
But like, take your profits. That's the key point. That's the whole. That is the reason to trade. Otherwise, why are you trading? Unless you just want to lose money.
Yeah, 100% agree. Percent.
Yeah, for sure. Just makes sense. Just makes sense. Especially the way we trade down here on these low time frames. For crying out loud. If you're trading a 5 minute or one, not taking consistent profit all day long, something's not working right.
Yeah.
I have found lately that the 3 minute chart's the one I've been trading most often instead of the one. I've moved it up to the 3 minute, 3, 5, and 10, which seems to work better for me. And the predictor works great on a 3 minute.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man, that's an eternity for Yasha. He couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm too distracted, man. I'm too distracted.
Well, he's got a house full of kids, man. It's like I got a house full of mono. I understand.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Not comparing mono to your kids. Don't take that wrong. That's fucked. But no, great stuff, guys. Great, everything's great stuff.
Yeah, well, back to the whole point. What I was saying was the tasty trade stuff. It's not what they trade or how they trade. It's the principles of what they're doing, and they got a couple good people that they've had on there over the course of time that are really are math guys and break down all of the bullshit of traditional TA. So that's really the thing about it. So it's a good listen.
Yeah, they're good at it. They are good. They do have good content, for sure.
Have you guys have any of you guys ever traded on Tasty Trades or have an account with Tasty Trades? I mean, it's its own broker dealer now, right?
That's correct. Yeah. They got sold or whatever. They're like part of who was that bigger company?
TD America.
Yeah, there you go. So I don't know if it's changed or what, but yeah, you're right. They used to have they have their own platform and all that. So I don't know how that ties into TD now. But
Thinkorswim.
They built Thinkorswim,
yeah,
and they sold it to TD America, and then they went and built Tastyworks.
But Tastyworks is still on its own. That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, Tastyworks is on their own. Yeah, it's the one they built after they sold Thinkorswim.
Right. Okay. Yeah, they had to wait for
to use their money to build another exchange.
That's what I got to do. I just needed a permanent address for my Tasty Trade account. I mean, they ran my shit, and I'm just all over the place. They're like, "Who's this vagabond?" Fucking.
So you've used it? You've used Tasty Trades then, Bill?
No. When I tried to start up my account there, they needed more verification on me.
Okay, that's what Binance did to me.
I needed a fucking permanent address, new ID, all this stuff that I have. I've just been so busy. But yes, I am definitely setting up an account there. Just the tools they have for option trading is, I mean, it's pretty good.
I'm glad you told me that. I'm gonna look it up today.
Yeah, they got a great system. I mean, there's so much info. Yeah, it's
that is their focus. I mean, that is definitely their specialty.
And it's like, and we know that guarantee they're in there fucking probably trading against everybody like everybody else does.
Sure.
Like, right. They have their own traders. Yep.
They're not using percentile. They're not using volatility grade, which is their precious implied volatility merged with historical volatility. And then you throw that on percentile and it tells you so much information. They're just missing out. They're missing out. Or they are using all of it and they just, they're smart, keeping the hush hush.
That's interesting.
Yeah, well, if they were using it, they weren't using it very well because they've had huge losses in the last couple of years, right?
Yeah.
On their trades. So, I mean, as a company, like they've lost a lot of money.
Do you talk about Tasty Trade?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they had
like the worst. They had they was like bloodloading.
Well, I just found out that I use Thinkorswim or TD Ameritrade, and apparently all their options they route all of them to Schwab. And when I worked at Schwab as a market maker, and I worked for a little company called Mayer Schweitzer. We were bought out, And then I heard at one point Schwab was going to phase out market making because they were making too much money. But then, they went into options, and apparently they're like one of the biggest options traders now, which I find very strange that Schwab would have its own option wholesale desk. But whatever, that's cool. So I'm wondering if Tasty Trades is if they're making markets themselves. I would assume they are, don't you think?
Yeah,
I don't know. I guess maybe.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if they wouldn't.
I guess if you have that amount of information and you can see, like, I don't know how many traders they'll have on there, but let's just say 10,000 traders, and you can see the options. Can you trade spot on Tasty Trade?
Yeah, they got futures. Spot, I don't know. I know they have futures, of course, because you're trading options. But
when you're on an exchange, you'll be able to see, obviously, like we always say this, like they can see your limit orders and stuff. No, bro, these are tracking your mouse pointer. They're tracking exactly what you're typing in.
Yeah,
all this stuff.
Sure.
So like they have that back.
Yeah. Well, they also know where the institutional orders are. You get what I mean? So they know where the institutional and not held orders are. If they have a not held order, that means they don't have to post it, and that's usually what I used to use as protection.
Okay.
So I didn't have to put it out on the exchange. Like if somebody gave me a not held order, which means I did not have to post it, okay, then it gives me free will. That means the customer wants to let me make a little bit of money and not post it, and then exercise as long as I'm, your ethics are good and you do the right thing, or institution.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna look into this not held order. Is it like a hidden limit order kind of thing?
Yeah, well, it's exactly what it is. A not held order, I don't know how crypto it is here. I'm sure it's the same thing. It's a not held order, or anything above 10,000 shares as a stock. It means we do not have to post it on the exchange. Every single thing else, if it's a limit order, I have to post. So basically, the SEC came out and said that every single order you have to post it, and then so that it's out there on the physical exchange. So it was to benefit the customer. But think about it, like how many free trades can you do all day long? I mean, you know what I mean? And there's cost too, is when you're making markets too. There's like little hidden fees that we used to have to incur, like 0.00001 on every share or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but think about it like this: how many people make pizzas for $7 and sell pizzas for $7 and stay in business?
None. Business, I know.
Yeah,
there's usually some white powder involved somewhere.
Yeah, like DeLorean.
Don't be sniffing the fucking dough flour.
Yeah.
The wrong package, man.
Oh my God. He just made all those pies with the cocaine, not the flour. And the customer, man, phones are ringing off the hook.
Oh yeah. And why is this guy talking so fast?
Yeah.
He's telling me his whole life story in 4 minutes.
Can you guys just sell crust? Sure.
That's the crack part.
Exactly.
That's fucking awesome.
I'll take a pizza and a bag of flour, please.
Yeah.
So calculated.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yes.
All right, I'll mute out.
No, all right.
I got a young one here.
A youngin.
Yeah.
All right. So what's BTC going to do here? SPY is just messing around, not doing anything. Making a run at this daily range. Couldn't get by the 68.3 yesterday. We also got that weekly level right here too, so it's kind of putting a hamper on it, which I'm sure everybody's noticed. You get above or below these support and resistance levels for the volatility ranges, man, they're powerful areas. For sure. Powerful areas. They can definitely, that support will turn into resistance, and that resistance will turn into support real fast. But hell, the bottom of the weekly range, SPY, at 407. Literally, first 2 days almost just jammed down there. So I would look for that to be a bottom. And every time I talk about this, it always plays out. You very rarely, go back, look through the indicator on these weekly ranges and see how many times the data set got outside of either the S3 or the R3 to the top side. Not often, man. Hardly ever happens. That's why I love this indicator. Along with the distribution, it's just like, okay, now we've got some really good, actionable intelligence here that we can feed off of. That we know where the top and the bottom of these ranges are. Where everybody else is like, well, the 200's up there, and there's the 50, and yeah, look at this. Wait, we got to look at the fibs, right? Wait a minute, the data set's inside the cloud, right? I got a friend in Japan. I'm going to call him. Then that's why we also get people to start to use these indicators, and they're like, well, can I use the Heikin-Ashi candles and blah blah blah, all this stuff? And it's like, no, don't use regular candles. That's what all this is built for. Don't use any of that stuff. That's people don't realize. They'll like use some of the Japanese stuff in with the others. That's a whole system upon itself. All that needs to be used together if you're going to use that goofy shit. You don't just take pieces of it and fucking use it with regular. I mean, it just doesn't work like that.
It's like pretty much programming your own red and green UMP. That's how I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Until then, I don't see much use in it. Yes, if you're learning, so you can see green and red. Yeah.
Yeah.
But throwing the stuff through there, the transformation really fucks with the data. You have to be quite a boffin to figure out the ranges of Heikin-Ashi to match up with the percentage returns. And because it's percentage returns, your Heikin-Ashis will also have to be, their ranges will have to expand and contract relative to the percentage returns. So if it's only 10 ranges on a Heikin-Ashi and then it gets very volatile, maybe it's inverse. Maybe you have to put it at 1 Heikin-Ashi range, or you have to put it at 100. So that's the little equation that would need to be figured out. But you might as well just throw the UNP because the tools are there. So
yeah, and this is the first time I fired up the UPM in a while just to look on the daily. All right, you can see the price action. The wave trend crossed up the Fisher right here, and then what happens? Whoop! Right back down, test the Fisher. Got below it. Price action's a little bit above right now. A little bit above the Fisher on the daily. What's going on the weekly up here, though? Let's see. Yeah, rejection off of the 9. Boy, I'll tell you what, this weekly UPM looks like dog shit. There's no doubt about it. The whole power mean band is flipped.
Hey, pull it up on Tesla, will you? On the same chart.
Yeah. Looks better than Bitcoin.
Yeah. Today's its last day of trading before they split it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think I don't know why. I think it's 3 for 1. I don't know. Somebody said it might be more, but that's why. I mean, to me, this is the greatest short of all time. But
right.
Yeah, but yeah.
But you reckon they're gonna pump it through so everyone's shorts get wrecked?
Well, yeah. Well, that's it, man. I mean, you can't have a company like this worth more than all the other auto companies combined. There's just something wrong with that picture.
Well, the thing is a lot of people think Tesla is gonna just solely be like producing cars and trucks. They are producing all those robots that they have in their factories or whatever. Those things are programmed to produce more than just cars and trucks. Like that's the technology that they hold. So let's say you want to make a lawnmower, or you're going to get a Tesla lawnmower because they can manufacture everything for you. They're wanting to become like China's production, right? So they're wanting to take out all these little things. You want to make a motorbike, or you need a carburetor, you need something like that, like mechanical things. Tesla will make it for you, and then you can put it onto your vehicle that you are building up to retail.
They're in so many different industries. Amazing.
Yeah, whatever happened? Whatever happened to the tunneling? The tunneling company.
They just make appliances to use energy.
Dude, they just put their little tiny homes out finally.
Tiny homes.
Yeah.
Tiny homes and tunneling? What are you guys talking?
Dude, Tesla tiny homes. They're like they fucking just unpack, boom, boom, pop up.
I gotta Google that. Tesla tiny homes.
Check out the Tesla tiny
Yeah, dude, they're crazy. They're crazy cheap, dude. They're crazy cheap.
Let me see what these things are. Tesla tiny home.
Cool, man.
Yeah, they just deliver it to you, and it literally like it builds itself practically.
Oh,
it looks
shit.
like something that they're going to build the Mars colony with.
Oh my God, look at that thing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
Yep.
Literally, I think last week they finally came on the market.
It looks like a Porta Johnny on steroids.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They're all over Australia, it looks like.
And they're very affordable from what I understand. Hell, I might fucking bring it out of the property.
It's got wheels and everything, so you just move it everywhere you go.
Yep, you can ship it. And it's built to be moved from place to place many times.
That's awesome.
Imagine how much I could fuck with the dogs.
Move around the property every week.
Yeah, I'll just move it. Move it to another piece of the property. They'll be like, "Hey, man, what the fuck, dude? We moving again?"
Oh man, he makes solar roofs. Wow, look at that. They make all kinds of shit.
Air conditioners. They're like in so many different industries that people don't even know.
I did not know this. Interesting.
Hell, they got they're boring tunnels and shit. And so much crap.
That's right. Well, Tesla itself is just an energy company, really.
Yeah. Exactly.
Interesting.
I mean, they just make things to use energy that you can produce with their system.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not know this. You learn something new every day.
Now he's a buyer. You convinced P-Funk he's buying now.
Yeah.
Let's let you guys know.
Hey guys, you all have mono. I'm gonna buy a Tesla tiny home and put it in the driveway.
You guys can go outside, or I'll go outside. That's awesome. That's awesome. They are pretty cool looking, though, man. I will say that.
Yeah. You can definitely set one up as an Airbnb, man. You could definitely set one up as an Airbnb and make some side.
Oh, absolutely, you could. It's a good idea, Jess.
Musk literally lives in one on at the Texas plant. He's got like an area at the Texas plant where he's literally living in one right now. He's like
because he doesn't quote unquote.
Yeah, but he doesn't sleep, right? He only needs like 1 hour of sleep a day, right?
I think he's a robot.
I think he's a robot. That's awesome.
Or an alien.
It's good for the PR that he says he doesn't have a home and that he lives in a tiny home. It's good for the PR. Whether it's true or not, irrelevant. But it's good for the marketing story.
And I'll tell you guys what, I just realized what time it is. I got to go.
But everybody, thank you.
I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Happy reading. See you guys.
See you guys.